Let's take a look at what's going on with Dogecoin. Okay, so last night we basically came up and hit my third target sitting at .220. We didn't quite get to .220, but it's like .219 something. It's like super close to that target that we've been looking at on this channel. We've been watching this falling wedge pattern, something like this. I'm on the daily time frame of TradingView on Dogecoin right now, and we broke this resistance right here. Ever since then, I was saying that we have a couple different targets to look at. We have three specifically, the previous resistances on this pattern. So we came up right here, hit the first target, went down a little bit, got support and bounced up, came up, hit the second target, came down, retested that trend line and got a bounce to the upside, and then came up and basically hit the third target. So let's see what's going to happen now. I'm very curious. Are we going to continue this move up, break the top out of this Fibonacci retracement box, and then we can start looking at, if we do break the top right here, then the next spot that I'd be looking at is, let's go to the weekly time frame and let's look at the previous resistances going to the upside. So after this resistance, we would come back over here and we have this one right here and this one right here. These two previous resistances came up, got resistance, boom, went down, came up, got resistance, boom, went down. So these are the next spots that I'd be looking at. The first one is sitting at around .283, and then the second one is sitting at around .34, .33, somewhere around there. We still need to break out of this Fibonacci retracement box though, but I feel like the big move that we got last night might take us up there. So let's see. Let me go ahead and delete this. Let's go ahead and delete that target because we pretty much came up and hit it. Like I was saying, it was super duper close. So let me get another little price label. Let me put one right here at that top. It was around .21939, and I was saying it's the third target is around .220. So we got super close to that target, basically hit it in my opinion. But we are still forming this big weekly candle, and if we also have a big daily candle. So let's see what happens with these candles. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame, and it looks like we came up, got a little bit of resistance and started heading down. I'm kind of curious if we're going to be kind of bouncing like this and then getting another bounce to the upside, or if we're going to come back down and retest the Fibonacci retracement levels. Yesterday, I was watching, if we go to the 1-hour time frame, I was watching this little uptrend right here. I was watching this uptrend, and I was saying if we break it going to the downside, I was putting in a limit order sitting at .156. I thought we might be heading back down to .156. But it looks like we got some support in this area close to the 180 moving average. I'm on the 4-hour time frame right now. We have this 180 moving average. It looks like we came down. We didn't quite touch it, but right in that area, we got a bounce to the upside and got support and pushed up. So yeah, I wasn't right on that call, but I'm very curious what's going to happen next. Are we not topping out, but do we need to cool off? That's kind of one of the things that I'm wondering right now, because we came up, got a nice big green candle, hit the target. Now do we need to cool off and come back and retest some of these Fibonacci retracement levels, or are we just going to consolidate in this area and then maybe get a push to the upside? The other thing we can do is we have, let's see, let me go back to the 1-hour time frame. Let's close the watch list. The other thing I want to do is look at the top right here and then look at the bottom, something like this. If we break up or down, then that could be a signal that which way we're going to go. So we came up, got resistance right here, came down, got support. Those are the two lines that I'm watching right now. If we break the support going to the downside, then the next spots that I'll be looking at are the Fibonacci retracement levels. Just to recap the Fibonacci retracement, when we have a big run like we just did, well, not right here, but in general back in this area where we came up, got a nice big run, started to cool off, started to go down. When we have big runs like that, we can get the Fibonacci retracement level. Once we think we hit the top, then we can drag from the bottom of the trend, or the bottom of the run, to the top of the run. That gives us levels to watch and dollar cost average back in if we want to sell. So that's where those lines come into play. That's where I get those lines from. So let's go back to the 1 hour time frame. So like I said, if we break to the downside, the next spot that I'd be looking at, because it lines up like pretty close. Sorry, it lines up this bottom right here. Whoops, I'm trying to get that little, not that one. The bottom lines up with the red Fibonacci retracement level, the 23% level. That bottom right there lines up with that Fibonacci retracement level. If we break that Fibonacci retracement level going to the downside, the next spots that I'd be looking at are the next ones going down. The 38% level is sitting at around .174, and then the one below that is sitting at around .156. Like I said, though, it's looking pretty good. I think it looks pretty good. So I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical on being bearish right now, especially since like I said, like in yesterday's video, I was watching this uptrend. I thought we were gonna. Okay, so we were watching the uptrend. I had a feeling that we were gonna break it, and I thought once we did, then we were gonna go down. But we got support and bounced up. So this was a trade that I did on Robinhood where I sold it, and I put a limit order to buy it back down here, but that didn't quite work out, and I'm kind of kicking myself today for not just leaving it in there and letting it go to the upside. But it's all good because I have Dogecoin on Coinbase, and that's more of like a long-term, bigger play kind of thing anyways. I'm kind of, for that one, I would much rather see it go up to like 34 cents or somewhere around there, and then maybe I would think about pulling it out, but I'm not really sure even then. It'd be nice to go to $1, but I don't know. I mean, I don't have technical analysis to back me up on that target. But yeah, we came up, hit that third target. I was super surprised last night. I was like watching the election stuff, and then I just switch over to TradingView, and I was like, oh crazy, the Dogecoin's like going nuts. And if you look at the watch list, if you go to tradingview.com, sign up for an account, create a watch list, you could put like different cryptos and different stocks in there. You could see that even though we're kind of cooling off a little bit, Dogecoin is kind of outperforming mostly everything else except for Uniswap. I'd been talking about this on this channel a little bit, how we had resistance on Uniswap and giving us this downtrend. And I was thinking that if we broke that downtrend going to the upside, it's going to be good for Uniswap. We might be okay. So this is breaking out of this resistance right here. It's also breaking out of this and this resistance. So the next one that I'd be looking at is possibly up here, sitting at around, let's say, $11.74, which is still, let's see, from here to there is around 26%. Let's see if it continues to move up or if it fizzles out and starts heading down again. But this one looks pretty good. I'm guessing like a lot of these coins that haven't been performing that great are going to start performing, like Ethereum too. I feel like Ethereum's been kind of waiting to do something. It has been just going to the downside and then going straight. If you look at the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, it's just been going down as well. Where's that chart at? Ethereum to Bitcoin, something like this. If we zoom out on this chart, it seems like Ethereum has just been going down compared to Bitcoin. So on this chart, if this chart is going down, that's good for Bitcoin. If this chart is going up, then it's good for Ethereum. But Ethereum has been going down. And I'm kind of curious if Ethereum's gonna pop pretty soon, or if we're gonna get like a little altcoin season or something because of Bitcoin. Bitcoin might have to go to those high targets that we've been talking about on my channel though. We actually did two things last night. Let's go ahead and delete these trend lines because we don't really need them. The only ones that we really need right now are, I guess we could keep this channel, but let's go ahead and delete it. And we'll delete that too. Because we've been looking at this channel right here. Actually, it's kind of a cup and handle. It could be a channel if you want to be conservative about it. But we have resistance, 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 support, 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 support. Basically, we're in this channel pattern right here. And we broke out of it right here. Yesterday, I was saying, okay, so we broke out of it and then we got resistance at the top, at the previous top over here, right at that Fibonacci retracement level, or the Fibonacci retracement top of the box. We hit that top, and then we came down and started to go back into this resistance line going under it. We actually got support and bounced out, so we broke that resistance line. Okay, so there's three things that I've been wanting to do on Bitcoin is break this resistance right here, break the previous top right here, and then we have this resistance and this resistance giving me this trend line, kind of like the top of the cup. And those are the three things that I've been saying that we need to break to go to maybe like 122,000, because we also have this cup pattern and then this channel pattern going like that, basically a cup and handle. So once we break that resistance going to the upside, we can, in a cup and handle, we can drag from the bottom of the cup to the top of the cup, drag this to the breakout of that channel pattern, and then that gives us a target to watch sitting at around 123,681 approximately. It really depends on where you drag from the bottom to the top of this cup right here. So it really just depends on how. I've been looking at like 122,000, 123,000, somewhere around there. But in order to do that, for us to get to that target, I've been talking about how we need to break this resistance right here. We did that. We came up, retested it, got support on it, and bounced to the upside. We broke the previous top. I think right now we're sitting at all-time highs. I mean, I think last night we hit it a little bit higher, but right now we are higher than the previous top, which is, we're sitting at around 74,233 right now, which is pretty crazy. And so yeah, that's the first thing. The second thing, we did the second thing. Now we just have to do that third thing, which is the resistance right here, giving me this trend line. Once we break that trend line going up, if we can, it seems like we're going to, in my opinion, then we can start looking at 122,000 on Bitcoin. So yeah, this yesterday was crazy, the whole election stuff, but then also when I glanced over on TradingView, I was like, this is crazy. This is getting some crazy moves, and yeah, this is awesome pretty much, because we're hitting all-time highs on Bitcoin. Basically, when we're at all-time highs, everyone who's ever bought Bitcoin is in the plus right now. So congratulations. But yeah, same with Dogecoin. I know like this channel is like a Dogecoin channel mainly. I mean, my videos are mainly Dogecoin, but look at why. So like I said, 16% on Dogecoin, 11% on Solana, 7% on Cardano. Shiba is only 5%. Let's see what else. Uniswap is 26%. That's the only one that's beating Doge right now, but we'll see how long that kind of goes for. But yeah, Dogecoin's awesome because of moves like this where it starts outperforming. Oh, another thing, let's check out Dogecoin to Bitcoin, because this is another thing. I was tempted to do a stream last night, but I don't really like streams that much. But I was super tempted because I was like, oh, all kinds of crazy stuff's happening. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to show you is we broke out of the resistance that I was watching. We broke out of two of them actually. We had resistance right here, support, giving me this trend line and this trend line. When we broke this one going to the upside, that's when we really started to move. This chart is Dogecoin to Bitcoin. So if this chart is going down, it's good for Bitcoin. If this chart is going up, it's good for Dogecoin, and Dogecoin is most likely outperforming Bitcoin. If this chart's going down, then Bitcoin is outperforming Dogecoin. So we broke this resistance going to the upside. That's when Dogecoin got some pretty good moves. And then the next thing that I was watching is this resistance, and this resistance. And I was saying we need to break out of this level to really start getting even more bullish. And as long as we are on this uptrend, because we have support, then it's possible that we can keep riding it going to the upside. Once we actually break this going to the downside, then that could be a signal that Bitcoin might start taking over again. And if we're looking at where we can kind of target to, or where we might start to see some resistance, is we'll have to look at the previous resistances. So we had all this resistance right here. We came up and broke through it. The next one is up here, somewhere around there. So maybe we still have some room to go up, maybe do something like this, and then if we break out of that, then that's going to be even better. We've had some crazy moves in the past with this chart, Dogecoin to Bitcoin, where like right here, Bitcoin just absolutely outperformed Bitcoin. Dogecoin outperformed Bitcoin, and I'm kind of wondering if we could get another, like, some more action like this, possibly. Um, I'm not really sure what the catalyst is of all this. Well, maybe the election, but um, it seems like we are on a little bull run right now, in my opinion. Like I said, we have that resistance. We broke out of it. Let's see how far we can move on this trend line going to the upside. As long as this chart's going up, it's going to be good for Dogecoin, and not horrible for Bitcoin, but Dogecoin's going to be outperforming Bitcoin. And like I was just talking about, if we start going to like 122,000 or whatever, then I mean, who knows how high Dogecoin's going to go. Oh, sorry. If we go to 122,000 on Bitcoin, who knows how far we're going to go on Dogecoin, because if Bitcoin's going up, then all the coins are going to kind of follow, and you can kind of see that on my watch list. We just have absolutely green percentages going on right now in all the different cryptos, even the total crypto market. That was the other thing that I was looking at. Let's take a look at that. So this is basically all the money in crypto. The ticker symbol is total, and this is basically all the money in crypto. Let me go ahead and move this little target, because right now we were in a little falling channel pattern, kind of like Bitcoin. We had resistance, support, and then we had a little bit of resistance right here. We actually broke out of this resistance line going to the upside right now, or it looks like that's what we're doing. What we could do in that instance is target from the bottom to the top of that channel pattern, drag this to the breakout, somewhere around there. It really depends on where you drag from the bottom and the top, but that'll give you different targets. But we're looking at a target of approximately $2.98 trillion in crypto, which brings us up to the previous top. It'd be interesting to see what happens right there, if we could actually break out and go even higher than that. I feel like if Bitcoin starts going to like 122 or whatever, like just starts doing crazy numbers, then that's gonna be, it could be possible that we could break that resistance and push up, or the previous resistance, should I say, for the previous top, because that's pretty much what that's the all-time high is, around $3 trillion. All the money in crypto. So yeah, this looks pretty good too. Like I said, we have this resistance, and it looks like we're breaking it right now, and that is a good sign, in my opinion. Could be looking at a potential breakout right now. Let's see if we can keep this momentum pushing to the upside. Let's see what else we should take a look at. Dogecoin. Let me see. I don't know. I think things are looking pretty good for Dogecoin. I'm very curious. Let's go back to the 1 hour time frame though. I think this is the thing that I'll be looking at right now, is this top right here and this bottom right here. Let's see if we can continue to go sideways and then break the top going up, and then maybe break out of the Fibonacci retracement box, breaking that top and going up, and then maybe we can start thinking about 33 cents. Like I was saying, this is looking pretty good. If we kind of zoom out, let's go to the daily time frame. Let's go ahead and delete some of these things. Let's go ahead and delete that. Let's go ahead and delete that. Yeah, so like I said, falling wedges are my favorite patterns, guys. Boom, boom, tighter and tighter channel pattern going to the downside. We break the resistance, and then we target the previous resistances, something like that. So this is like textbook falling wedge pattern, pretty much. Yeah, I was trying to time this little, let's see, where was it? Yesterday, I was trying to time this little trend line going to the downside. It did break, because we hadn't broken it yet. I was like, I think it's going to break it going to the downside, and it did break it, but we didn't get a lot of momentum going down. We didn't hit my limit order, so I kind of missed out on all this. Like I said though, on yesterday's video, it's like $100 trade or whatever. It wasn't too crazy. My holdings on Dogecoin are much more significant in Coinbase. So these are the yellow lines are basically positions, and yeah, and so are the green and the blue ones. They're just different, So That's why I'm saying I'm hoping that we can break out of this Fibonacci retracement box, because it's the same box on that other chart. This is just like my Coinbase chart, but I'm hoping that we can. Sorry, let me redo that. I'm hoping that we can break out of this Fibonacci retracement box, something like this, break out of here and start heading back up to these levels, back to like 30 some cents or whatever. That would be a nice little trade, or especially because we've been in this area for the last like year or whatever, and been accumulating in this area. It'd be nice if we could come up over here and or even break out of that, but we'll have to cross those bridges when we get there. I think the first thing we have to do, like I was saying, is we really need to break the previous top like we did in Bitcoin. Once we do that, then we can start getting more confident on those targets of around 33 cents and so on. I think that about does it though for this video. If you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up, and if you want to watch the last one, check it out right here. If you're new to trading, check out this playlist right here and it'll help get you started. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.